check. We not take back no check. You pep talk. Tiggity check. Hey girl, let's lay the shot. We know say why you don't want the drama. When Tyson rise up the llama, say to pray at night with your father. He got thing by him out from the corner. You, me know say.
The WBC.
It's Mexico. We don't Mauricio Suleiman and Jose is dad. Yeah.
Now think about this, right? And this is what I tell everybody. Why would the WBC sanction a pair of German gloves? Why would they be co-signing? Why is their logo inside a pair of German gloves?
See this information I wasn't privy to. So like this is blowing my mind because I didn't know any of this. Guys, what do you think about this? Tap in. Where's all the niggas now? Everybody quiet like fuck. Where are you guys? Come on. What's happening? This is wild to me. Like, I didn't know none of this.
Extra details.
No, I mean, I heard some of the stuff. But like I said, I'm not really familiar about gloves. And,
I'm not up to times on gloves.
Distribution. I saw some videos. The redistribution of what is it, foam or something?
Yeah. No, it's horsehair. So what happened?
He took it out in sparring. He got caught in sparring, took it out the horsehair.
Yeah, with Nicholas Asbury, right? Mm-hmm. He came on my channel. He was on your channel too, right, Money?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he took the patent out. So what happens is, this is what people don't understand, right? Is that the glove have to weigh 10 ounces. Mm-hmm. All the commission does is take the glove, put it on the scale, and say 10 ounces, they take it off. It doesn't matter. That's why Amir Khan was complaining about Canelo, because you can have gloves ordered and say, listen, it's got to weigh 10 ounces, but I want all of the hair pushed into the wrist.
Yeah.
Right. So I put the glove on the scale, it's going to weigh 10 ounces, but it's no padding on the knuckles, though.
Yeah. So that's why the glove looked floppy as well.
Exactly. So what happens with Tyson? And there's little things that happens. Like Tyson Fury said, "Oh, blame your team. That's not my fault if I wore the gloves that I shouldn't have wore." Right. You see what I'm saying? So now, and like the thing with the water, I'm very close. Money knows this.
Mm-hmm.
H Money knows. I'm very close to Mark Breland. Mark Breland is a New York legend.
Mm-hmm.
After the fight with Tyson Fury, I walked Mark Breland to his room. Me and Andre Ward walked Mark Breland to his room. I packed his suitcase. I broke his suitcase, packing his suitcase. Me and Mark Breland and my other boy, Andre Ward, left. We walked. Mark Breland, I said, yo, you hungry? Mark Breland is older. He's ill.
Yeah,
right. I took him to CVS. I bought him another suitcase. I took Mark Breland and got him some food. Right. Took him back to his hotel.
In the locker room, was he kicked out?
No,
like he wasn't allowed in after the fight because Wilder was pissed.
He said they had a little bickering. I didn't go in the locker room. I just met him outside of it, right? Okay. And so I tell him I don't want to think that Mark Breland would do that. I don't want to believe that. When I go to Deontay Wilder camp, I stay with Mark Breland. Me and him stayed together for the whole week. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I would hate to believe, but you can't put nothing. I don't want to say, I can't tell Deontay Wilder, hey, bro, he ain't do that. Oh, he know how he felt.
Yeah, but the VADA published the P test, and Tyson Fury. All right, cool. Now you're going to say to me because VADA's corrupt, they could have just made up that the P test didn't have nothing in it. All right, so everything I say, it can sound like it can be refuted now because if VADA is involved, then
just think about this.
They search for certain people, they search like when you get a piss test, they search for certain things.
Yeah,
right. They're not searching for. They're searching for specific things that's on their banned list.
Yeah,
not like things that.
Not muscle relaxants or things like that.
Right. And so now check this out, right? Who am I to say that didn't happen? When you see Tyson Fury at the end of the fight, he says, "Hey, give me a bottle of water." They give him a bottle of water. He says, "Where did this bottle of water come from?" They say it came from over there. He said, "I ain't drinking it." It's a cold random bottle of water.
Yeah, but he might not want to drink it in case he don't know where that water is in case it pops dirty that from anybody else.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you. So that if that's the case, then that's a possibility of Deontay Wilder's water could be spiked.
Exactly. And look, what about the one video you gotta listen to, like Chad, where Fury talked about the water and said he wouldn't drink, he wouldn't take water in a certain fight because he know about the drug situation. Won't catch me there. He said he didn't drink water until he got home, until he got all the way home.
The Vladimir Klitschko fight. He said he
was dehydrated. He did the whole fight like super dehydrated. Like
he said the Vladimir Klitschko fight. He said when he went to Germany with Vladimir Klitschko that they was trying to spike his water.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the sport of boxing is littered with corruption.
Yeah, we know this. Yeah.
Right.
And then what about the foam padding on the ring with the Klitschko and stuff? So,
right. Like taking down the camera. Like why would they take down the camera? Like why would you do that?
Because you do know that having a camera in your locker room is up to the fighter. It's not something that has to happen. It's at the fighter's discretion. Like if you watch Anthony Joshua fights, you never see him in the locker room before the fight. You see him only when it comes out the fight. So really, we can't use that because you don't have to have cameras in.
But you got to think about it though. They didn't have an issue with the camera until he was getting ready to wrap his gloves. Camera was there the whole time.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that's something I got to look into. I ain't never heard that one before. I never heard.
Yeah. No, money. She right, money. So what it is it could be in your, it got to be in your contract though. Like certain things you can say like I don't want this, I don't like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because people have certain different rituals. Like you might pray. You know, you might do different things.
You might want to be showing the move that you actually want to try execute in the ring, so you don't want to see. You don't want to see what of your game plan and stuff. And,
but what happens is on most big fights, the networks and everybody involved, they say, "Listen, no, it's a part of our promotion. You got to do it." You know what I mean?
All right. So yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It's just like a press conference. Like, listen, we got to get this behind the scene footage. It sells the fight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We want it, and then they put it out sometimes the next day. And we get the matchroom stuff, and we want to see you in the bubble. We want to see the lead up. We want to see when we saw Canelo fight. We saw everything. We saw the lead up. We saw him in the locker room. We saw him doing everything. Like, it's
just like everybody don't agree to do 24/7s and behind the scenes and because it's your personal space. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's up to you. So it's up to your discretion. So guys, all right. So guys, the other ones, Leon, Lisa. I don't know where H Money gone, but what do you think about this? Does this offer somehow a new? Lisa, does this offer somehow a new like outlook, or are we still like, oh, we don't give a shit, we never cheated, or what's this new information?
Yeah, of course, but I kind of knew some of this stuff, but I just, like I said, I'm not really well versed on gloves. I never heard of a lot of this stuff until this happened. I mean, I've heard of it in the past with Margarito and a few other fighters, but I even saw somebody showed a video with like half horsehair and half foam. I didn't even know they made gloves like that. So now I'm understanding that a certain glove is outlawed in the UFC. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I knew, but I just didn't know what.
I think I did hear. Now that I think about it, I think I did hear that all horsehair gloves are no longer.
Yeah, they all no longer like. I don't know. Do they still use blue? Do they still money? Do they still use horsehair gloves? Horsehair in the gloves?
No,
I think so.
I don't think so. No? I think they took it out. No.
That's done with now. So okay, so moving on to like, all right,
So I mean,
easily manipulated. Those gloves are easily manipulated.
Yeah,
you can break it down.
You can kind of like hold it in a different. Yeah,
and I've heard like stories about boxers. Like I said, I don't like. I started hearing this. I think a day or two, maybe 2 days after the fight. I'm not exactly sure when the time frame, but I have heard about fighters punching up against walls and stuff like that.
To break
the gloves.
Because with the horsehair,
once like they retain any moisture, you can kind of like mold them and move the hair about as well, like and thin bits of the glove out. I think maybe that's why they've probably banned them now, because it's too easy to manipulate, I guess. And it's horrible with fucking hair of a horse in a glove. They must stink when they get sweaty. Yuck. Yeah, it's
and it's
like,
wet. Yeah,
and it's wet. Yeah, when it gets wet, that shit must stink. So
those type of gloves, I don't know if they I don't know. Maybe people. I don't know if they hurt you more.
Yeah, they consider puncher's gloves.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, like some of the things what you said about the testing, like I didn't know. You know, like I said, I'm only going by the things that I hear or read or whatever. So I really, this is something that I've never researched or anything like this. This was the biggest case I've ever saw, as far as other than I'm talking about post not Madonna. What's his name again? Margarito.
Yeah,
that was a big thing, and everybody was talking about that. And
have you guys ever watched Assault in the Ring?
No.
I think I saw snippets of that. When he got caught in the ring, and the dad was like, "Yo, like my son's fucked up here."
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. I met that guy.
Yeah,
Luis Resto and Panama Louis.
Yeah,
I saw that.
I think
Panama just died not too long ago.
Yeah.
I saw that.
He lived here in New York. You know what I mean? So the thing is, when you get stuff like that, okay, I could give y'all a more recent situation. Keyshawn Davis, right?
Love him.
Right?
Yeah.
His opponent, his last fight, tried to put salt on his gloves walking to the ring.
Yeah.
So what would that do? Like cut his face?
No, it'll blind him.
He tried to put it in the eye.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll blind you.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So
Really?
his uncle had to grab him, had him his opponent up, and grab it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is this, right? Is that we know all of these actions take place in the sport of boxing. Why don't Deontay Wilder get the benefit of the doubt? Like we quick to be like, right? Because we quick to say like, oh, he's just being a sore loser. And see, remember, that's the same thing they said about Miguel Cotto. When Miguel Cotto said, hey, Margarito had an unfair advantage, there was something in his gloves. Everybody said he was being a diva. Everybody said he's being a sore loser. Right? And get this. Margarito fights again after that against Shane Mosley.
Yes, sugar.
And rest in power to brother Nazim Richardson. Nazim Richardson, he catches the gloves, right? He catches Margarito gloves. And guess what? What does Margarito do after that? He gets suspended for a year, come back and have the biggest fight of his career against Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, I know.
It never happened.
Yeah, this is the thing.
He caught the hand wraps though, Blue. He caught the hand wraps, not the gloves.
The hand wrap. It was his hand wrap. Yeah, pardon.
And this is the thing. I don't understand why once you get caught doing that, you should be banned forever.
Right. And think about this. People don't talk about this. Tito Trinidad got caught icing his wraps.
Yeah, to make them like solidify.
To make them like bricks, right?
Yeah.
This dude, after that, he's never displayed the punching power he displayed before that. We act like it didn't happen.
Okay, Blue Buck.
Right. Well, see the thing. Okay, go ahead, brother.
I've heard your explanations, and you've given me a lot more detail to what I've been used to, and it does make interesting listening to. But my problem was there's so many different things that all seem to be being claimed as happened at once. It just sounds too far-fetched. I can totally accept one of these things happening, one of these things slipping through the net to be able to get through to cheat. But it just sounds far-fetched to think that all of these things, the drugging him in the water.
Yeah, it's too much, Blue. Yeah, it's Blue money.
Way
It's too
too
much.
many things for it to be.
Too
That's
much.
why it's not being taken seriously from us.
Yeah, it's too much.
Right.
I gotta keep it real, and I gotta keep it on a trilly out here.
Let me say this, Blue. Let me say this. I understand that, but this what I do. Like, I go by with what my eyes see, right? We can say it's too much, but the suit thing was taken out of context.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Money,
yes, let me say this. Wilder never came out and said that suit made him.
Yeah, he did. That's why they played the clip.
This what I'm saying.
Kevin Aoki had it.
I talk about what I see, right? And when I see gloves and I see knuckles coming through the gloves, that's when I knew it was no pad in them gloves. That's what I'm on. The water thing, it's a lot of things that people say this and that, but that I never spoke on the Mark Breland in the water. I just spoke on what Breland said after, the Spencer Ferguson and the Tanjay show, where he could have defended himself better than what he did, which looked a little suspect to me. But I still never spoke on it. But my thing is the gloves with Tyson Fury. He got caught trying to cheat with gloves before. He got caught doing some other things before.
So that's a bad character.
Yeah, I go on what I see. Yeah, for us to suit and all that, there's just them things Wilder had to answer. That's what he felt himself. But
I was thinking to Smoke. And Smoke said, like, if Wilder thinks that, like, you can't say he's a liar if that's what he thinks that this people said. If that's what he thinks, like, we can't challenge what. That's like me saying, oh, you know what, Blue? I got a fucking headache, and you telling me, no, you haven't. But you can't tell me that I haven't had a headache because I feel like I do have one.
I think the phrase I used was he should be allowed to speak his truth.
You was more, because I bang on Wilder. I bang. Sorry, I'll just keep it a trilly because I just thought this was poor loser. But then, like I said, I know Tyson Fury is of bad character. So I said if this is all not true, and you're hearing someone say, yeah, you cheated me, you guys are this and you guys are that, I would sue you for defamation of character. So the fact that Tyson Fury, which I had said on a previous commentary, that Tyson Fury said he's not going to do any suing, to me that could make me feel like, oh, maybe you don't want to sue because you know that maybe you don't want the dust to be kicked up because maybe you was a part of some fuckery. Yay or nay? Do you understand what I'm saying? If someone says,
I made that same point.
Yeah, do you understand? Yeah. Like if someone tries to desecrate your whole lineage,
heavy allegations. Yeah, that's why I said you gotta have some type of proof.
Yeah, and then you just say, "Oh, sticks and stones may break my bones." Why are you letting this slide then? If it's, do you understand? So it just made me think on that level, like maybe he didn't want to sue him because there's some truth to it. But